Don't you want it? 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 You lose your little mind. 5, 10 lives.
Welcome to the Deadlights podcast, Mini. I'm your host, Mini Sam.
Mini Leslie over here, bringing you mini episodes, everybody.
Tiny episodes.
Tiny.
And these are the episodes where we're more casual and we are just chilling.
We're just chilling.
This is also one of those episodes that you don't know what we're going to talk about.
No.
You have no idea what you're in for.
I sometimes do because I do bring something, but a lot of the time I don't.
This is true. Yeah. And I just thought about this topic literally 2 minutes ago. So here we go. It does have to do with video games, though. It does have to do with video games. I have been recently playing this game. I believe it came out in 2020 maybe, called The Quarry. And I kind of want to talk to you about that because it's a horror video game.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's one of these games where there's not much like actual like walking around, playing that you're doing, but it's all about choices.
Okay.
Within conversations and choices of whether you pick things up or leave them or take this path or that path. And then very much dependent on your choices, the characters live or they die.
Oh.
It's a very fun game. It centers around camp counselors. So it takes place at a summer camp, at the end of the summer camp. And the counselors have to spend one more night at Hackett's Quarry. And unfortunately, tonight is a full moon. And there's some werewolves running around. So you kind of have to survive the night with all these characters. It's very fun. And it's fun in the way of I've played it through probably 5 or 6 times at this point.
Goddamn, Sam.
Yeah.
We should just call you Goddamn Sam.
Goddamn Sam. Because it's one of those games where a decision can completely change the trajectory of the game. It changes who lives, who dies, what counselors are going to survive through the night, which counselors are going to get infected. So it's why I played through it so many times is like I'm curious of the other paths you could take of, oh shit, if I choose this path, what will happen to that character now?
Okay, I am so curious as to how the gameplay is. You said that it isn't much of a walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm thinking 8-bit, like Zelda.
Mm-mm.
So
It
not
looks
that.
great. It looks great. Like, and all the actors are recognizable actors that they use their likeness for as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. So
Is it on the computer?
I'm sure it is. I play it on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
So it's a console game, and I'm sure it's on the computer as well. It very much feels at certain points like you're watching a horror movie and you're controlling a horror movie, which is very, very fun.
I want to play it. I don't have an Xbox, so.
I was actually thinking it'd be fun to do like a playthrough video where you're watching me and you can choose some of, because I very much know at this point
After
how
playing it 5 to 6 times.
yeah, how actions and decisions you make affect the characters and affect their fate. So I would be curious to like do a playthrough where you're telling me the decisions to make and the places to go.
Would you like to watch that, everybody?
Would you like to watch that? Would you like it?
Because I definitely do. I have stated before several times, I like watching people play. So, especially a horror, because I've definitely thrown controllers
Fair.
while I was playing.
Even this game, I play it like 5-6 times. There's still points where I'm like, fuck, you got me. Like there's jump scares. I'm like,
have thrown the remote. I've tried to play Silent Hill 4, I think, through the remote. Same day, my uncle tried to get me to play another game, which was a snapshot kind of game. So like you are viewing the world in a camera. I'm not sure if I've talked about this, but like,
Kind of sounds scary.
I think, yeah. So the only light you have is when you flash, and you have to flash when you see a ghost
Oh,
to
Jesus.
capture them in very much like Ghostbusters, but like camera. So that was fucking scary.
That's
and I
scary.
also threw the remote, and I refused to.
Yeah.
I just like I instantly have like a hot flash, and I start sweating.
Fair.
But I love viewing, and I think it would just like be a really great concept to also record it and have maybe a channel with someone.
Would you like that?
Would you watch that?
us
Would
playing
you
video
watch
games?
Us playing video games?
I hope so. Please leave in the comments. And what's fun about the Quarry is it very much is inspired by like Friday the 13th, like camp counselors at a camp, like werewolves. It's so classic that it just is super fun to play through. The most recent playthrough that I did was a playthrough where I wanted everyone to survive. So there's like 9 counselors, like just 9 main characters. And there is a way to play through it where every single person does survive. And the first time that I did it, I made it all the way to the end, and then 2 characters died right at the end.
9
I was like,
people just sounds impossible to try to.
it's tough to juggle.
maintain.
You need to know like the decisions that you need to make. I have since played through it and read how to do it, and they all survived. The most recent playthrough, they did all survive.
Yay!
But the next playthrough that I want to do is where they all die.
All of them.
All of them die. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because, I mean, I haven't seen all of their deaths. So I know that there's paths in this game that will get me to these cutscenes that I have never seen before where people are dying and stuff. So that's kind of the fun part of that game is like I can play through it 5, 6, even more times now and still discover these small paths that get me to the end in some different way.
Nice.
Which is cool.
I mean, I watch a gamer called Hollow, if you want to follow him. He is a Hispanic Latinx man, and he hates playing the horror genre because he is afraid. But he is a really good person to see how a game is played because he is thorough. He likes to be, although he is very afraid. So that makes it really fun. And I've seen him play a couple of games that, on the top of my head, I cannot remember. But they are all like, you know, POVs, and you're walking through, discovering things, and then things just start escalating and getting worse. And I really like those kind of games, at least viewing them. I myself would not be able to. I think I would react the same way, if not worse, that he does. He has to take a breather sometimes. But I mean, that's why he gets the big bucks.
True.
To play them.
True.
He sometimes is like, hey guys, I know that I was given this game a long time ago, but I've had to like muster my courage in order for me to play this.
Cool.
But yeah.
I'm glad he does.
Yeah, because that's how I discovered a lot of the horror genre. And there's this one game that I think plays very similarly to what you're talking about, is that there's decisions to be made. And it's this person who is traveling at night with a friend or partner. I forgot the relationship, but they like stray off the street because I think there was like a deer that passes by. So in order to not hit them, they stray off into the woods.
That sounds like the beginning of the Quarry. Sounds like the beginning of the game I'm talking about.
Really?
Yeah. Keep going.
Is it a girl? Is the main character a girl with short hair?
With blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also her boyfriend, Max.
Okay, yes.
So,
it is.
yeah. So you have seen some of this game
I
before.
know. And I had to stop because at some point you have to decide to like stay near the car
Or you go venture
or
off.
you
yeah.
venture off. And I was like,
You gotta go venture off.
I think I was taking a bath at that point. And I had to stop. I was like, no. I'm way too hot because the water's hot. And then this is making me hotter.
Yeah. No, yeah, you were watching the Quarry. Yeah, which is the game that I'm talking about. So there you go.
Look at that. Wraps around.
And it comes back around.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game. And it's a very playable game because those are the kind of games I really do look for, are these games that, because of the decisions that you make earlier in the game, things come back later and affect the end or whatever.
Well, there's this other game called Corridor. The very first genre, like horror genre game that I had seen someone play online. And it's a very easy play where you're literally venturing through a corridor. And things start distorting and becoming worse.
It's like the one where you're like walking down a hall and then you turn and then you go. It's like the same thing over and over again, right?
Yeah, over and over, but then it like just towards the end just starts becoming like, are you in hell? You know, like, where the fuck are you? Everything is moving. And it's like that kind of like early kind of gaming where you can't really tell things. They're detailed enough for you to like tell like, okay, you're no longer in like a hotel hallway. You are like in a vessel heart thing that's throbbing, but like you don't know what direction you're going into.
Okay.
I also like those kind of gameplays where it's just one story you're just going through and that is it.
Yep.
But it's memorable enough for you to remember.
And scary. Scary AF.
Either scary or just uncomfortable. Which is weird. That kind of space to be uncomfortable is quite strange.
In a video game setting, for sure. I do like that the horror genre has gone into video games because it allows it to be much more immersive. I mean, we talk about like sharing horror movies together, you know, and everyone watching one together, and how that's such a cool experience. But then taking it and now you're controlling it is very cool as well.
It makes you be in it. And I think that is when I can't participate.
It's scary.
So I can't be the one in control.
You'd rather watch the scary movie.
I would rather
than be
watch
part
it.
of it. Yeah.
Because I know, I mean, I would like to think in real life I could make decisions, but when I'm handed the remote, I can't.
It's that pressure. It's that pressure.
Will I die in a horror film?
Well, I'm hoping that the next playthrough of Quarry that I do is everyone dies. So,
Yeah.
fuck them. Bye, kids.
Bye.
You dead. The Quarry.
All right, the Quarry.
The Quarry.
Nice.
I'm excited. Maybe we can play it sometime.
I mean, I guess I started watching someone play
You
it.
started it. Yeah. But there's
Yeah.
plenty more.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Huh?
Let's get out of here. You can follow me on Color Me Leslie, everybody.
And me at Beep Beep Richie T. You can also call us at 773-669-6677. Leave us a voicemail. Also, check us out at the Deadlights podcast and Playground Social, which is the studio that we are recording this at.
Yes, we are.
But until next
next
minisode, let's get mini spooky. Ooh, we're playing video games. We are in control of our own destiny.
Call us to see what games we can play or watch.